Hello there, this is TheRubyRevolution. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to War Thunder. Today I'm looking at two of the new premium aircraft they've added in with the 1.87 patch with the F-86f-40 for Japan and the G.91 R for Italy. Comparing both these aircraft up in terms of performance, guns, modifications, etc. Taking them out in a few realistic battles and coming to a conclusion which is the better out of the two, if any, and which you should spend your hard-earned money on. A couple of disclaimers with this today. This is obviously my opinions of which is the better out of the two. I've had more hands-on with the F-86 compared to the G.91, as well as my G.91 crew isn't exactly the best in terms of crew level, especially G tolerance, so please keep that in mind today while I'm taking the G.91 out. I'm going to be looking at both aircraft in turn, and then, like I said, taking them out in a couple of battles and giving some rambling thoughts as I do about what I like and dislike about each of the aircraft. So we're going to start off today with the F-86. Let's get going. Okay, so first thing, look at the F-86 Sabre for Japan. This has a 9.3 battle rating in a realistic battle, but it's kind of irrelevant to be honest because it always gets up tiered to 10.0 regardless. It's very, very rare that it gets down tiered to a 8.3 battle rating. It's armed with 6 12.7mm machine guns with 1,800 rounds, so lots and lots of ammo, but very, very fast fire rate, so it does spray through the guns rather quickly. In terms of getting the guns on the target with these, it's normally pretty good, to be honest. It's pretty good maneuverability, the rudders are responsive, it rolls really well, it pitches and turns pretty well as well. It's also got two AIM-9B missiles which you can attach to it, which are pretty nice, and they don't really impact the performance that much either, which is pretty nice indeed, compared to the G.91, which we'll look at in just a minute. It can also carry, depending on if you're taking it into say realistic ground battles, Harbour rockets and 1,000-pound bombs as well. So it does have some light ground attack options, which is pretty nice if you are playing top tier ground attack. In terms of the missiles, the standard sidewinders really, they perform pretty well if you can get yourself into the right position. I've been able to kill like say T2s, etc., MiG-19s with these, so it does give the Sabre a good competitive edge against the jets which can go supersonic. This jet does accelerate kind of slowly compared to say the CL-13 Sabres. It's not as quick on the acceleration on that front compared to them, but once it gets up to speed it's more than capable of matching any other Sabre or aircraft really at the same battle rating. A problem does occur when you have to start taking on aircraft which can go supersonic, and you have to use the maneuverability of this aircraft to its full advantage. I've actually got quite a high win ratio with this aircraft as well, which is pretty surprising when you look at it compared to my performance in the T2. So with this I've got 107 games played with 63% win ratio, which is very, very high really. 99 targets destroyed to 76 deaths. Compare that to my T2 performance, 23 games played, so nowhere near as many, but 43% win ratio, and I've actually got more deaths to kills with the T2, so I actually do better with the Sabre, even though that this normally gets up tiered to 10.0 like in every game, which is pretty surprising to be honest. I put that down to its maneuverability, and you can outturn a lot of the higher supersonic aircraft, and you've still got the missiles to be able to bully them if they are sleeping, which is a pretty nice indeed. I have got quite a few nice kills on T2s, for example, using the sidewinders on this. The problem, like you might have guessed there at the moment, is that it's all pretty much Axis versus Axis. There's very little America in the game or Britain in the game. It's very much Germany, Italy, Japan versus Germany, Italy, Japan, which can be pretty stale. I'm not going to lie, they really do need to mix up the battles and less mixed battles in the game, but there we go. Okay, moving on to the G.91. This has a 9.0 battle rating in realistic battles, so slightly lower than the F-86 Sabre. However, it has the same issue as the Sabre does in that it gets up tiered in pretty much every single game that it plays to 10.0. So it might as well be 9.3, the same as the Sabre does. In terms of its guns, it has 4 M3 brand name machine guns, so it has 2 less than the Sabre does. It does have less ammunition as well, 1,200 rounds. But I found in the grand scheme of things that guns perform exactly the same as the Sabre does. You spray, you pray, you either get source and the enemy disintegrates instantly, or you just get loads of hits and absolutely no source at all. But on the whole, I found the guns are pretty reliable at getting the targets down most of the time. In terms of the performance on this, I kind of describe this aircraft kind of like the Mitsubishi Zero of top tier. It's extremely agile and maneuverable aircraft. It turns extremely well, especially at lower speeds. Accelerates pretty well as well. Accelerates better than the Sabre does at the lower air speeds. It's at the higher air speeds with the F-86 performs a lot better in terms of like that top speed acceleration on the higher speeds. The other main big difference in this aircraft compared to the Sabre, as you might have guessed, is it can carry 4 Sidewinder missiles compared to the 2 on the Sabre. However, it does come with one quite big drawback, and that it impacts the performance quite substantially, I found. If you have a look at the max speed, they're carrying the Sidewinder missiles on the G.91, knocks it by 66 kilometers an hour, compared to only 8.6 kilometers an hour on the Sabre. So it does knock it quite substantially, taking this aircraft. So you could either take the Sidewinder missiles and have a much better potency against, like, say, the supersonic aircraft and 10.0 aircraft, or you don't take them and you're much more maneuverable, agile aircraft with not being able to take on the higher tiers as well. On the whole, I found taking the missiles are normally better than not taking them, because more often than not you're coming up against those 10.0 aircraft, and it's just a way of being able to take them on when you're at the disadvantage. And I have been able to kill T2's MiG-19s with this, with the Sidewinder missiles on this. Another interesting thing to note with the G91 with these missiles is that they fire off one side of the aircraft first and then the other, which is kind of interesting, because when you fire off one side, it can mean that the aircraft kind of like rolls, I feel, one way faster than the other. It might just be me, but I do kind of feel that. Once you've fired the missiles off, it's extremely agile. It performs very good in terms of maneuverability. So I do kind of fire the missiles off quite quickly to be able to get the agility back, get me able to get the acceleration, etc. back. But it's very nice to have the missiles. I normally take the missiles out than not take the missiles out on the G91. Anyway, right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take each aircraft out now in turn and then ramble on about how I feel both of these aircraft perform in actual proper gameplay. I'm going to be starting with the F-86 and then coming to the G91 later on. So let's take the F-86 out and see what she's capable of. Okay, so we're on Malta for this one. I normally take the tracer rounds for the 12.7 millimeters. I set up the guns for 500 meter distance, and I take 7 minutes of fuel because the fuel can make quite a big an impact on how the aircraft performs. It accelerates a lot better taking the less fuel, and obviously turns, rolls, etc. a lot better. But obviously it comes with a counter that you have a much tighter time scale before you have to land. But normally the battles are normally over before you even have to worry about landing and the fuel, so on the whole it's normally better to take it than, say, the 20 minutes of fuel. You definitely don't want to do this in the supersonic aircraft because the afterburners chew fuel, but with the F-86 and the G91 as well, perfectly fine to take less fuel. I'm going to fly off to the left here. You can see, like, at the lower speeds, like the 300 kilometers up to about 600, 700. The Sabre doesn't really roll particularly well. It doesn't turn particularly well. It does have slats on it that does help with the turning performance at the higher speeds. It's at about the 700 to 900 kilometers an hour that the Sabre is the most maneuverable. It performs the best. The real best way to play this is to get the speed up higher at the start. I like to climb off to the side a little bit. I don't like to be the first one engaging with this aircraft. I like to pick off the enemies which are at the lowest speeds. Getting a little bit of height now. Coincidentally, it's a Axis versus Axis game because that's just all it is at top tier now. There's no Americans or British to be seen. It's all just Germany, Italy and Japan versus one another. We've got a MiG-19 coming in very fast. We need to get more speed up, really. Where are you going? He's flying away. Let's yeah, he's gone. Let's just keep the speed up high. Just get the acceleration going. It does accelerate slower than, say, the CL-13 Sabres do, so it does take a little bit longer to get the speed up. There's a HE-151 in the game. Okay. Somebody's trolling hard. But let's get involved now. You can see now, going 800, it rolls so much better. It turns a lot better. We're going to make 15. Up above. Very good target for us. Ooh. I think 19 is coming back in. We'll keep an eye out for him. Yeah, he's coming in pretty hot. Not too worried for him. Does mean I'm going to turn now. Yep, made him overshoot. We have lost a few friends here. We've got a Sabre here. Let's go say hello. Might be able to get the guns in play here. Oh, no, he's dead. Go on this MiG though. There we go, nice kill. You do have to spray, and you can spray with the Sabre. We need more speed here. Whoa! I wonder if we can outturn this guy. I wonder if how much fuel he's taken. I've taken damage, but not to the engine, so it's okay. And he's dead. Well done. Do you have another MiG? It's not over G. Let's warm the missile up. He's flying pretty slow here. Fire it off. Oh, that's going to be a kill. It is very nice having the sidewinders on. They're much better suited really to take on the supersonic jets when they're sleeping. I very much love the Sabre. It's really been a nice breath of fresh air playing these aircraft again. I haven't really touched the Sabres for quite a long time, and it's been really great to take this jet out. Really, I've quite enjoyed it. Okay, for this one, we're on Spain. It's another Axis versus Axis game. Somebody's put in the comments though, because you can see here, people are quite fed up with it. But then again, it's the flavour of the month. Kind of like the F-100 MiG-19 in the last patch. We just got to roll with it. Let's get the landing gear up. The T2s are having fun. Slows down a little bit, get more speed up. You can see the G.91 does accelerate. So we can get out. Does accelerate faster at the lower speeds. Yeah, pulling away. And he does have the missiles fitted as well. And you can see now that we've gone above 800 kilometers an hour. We've started catching the G.91. So the way to play the Sabre is definitely fast and maneuverable. Don't let the airspeed drop below about 700 kilometers, 600, 700 kilometers an hour. Okay, we've got an enemy G.91 up. Must be the YS variant of the G.91. Accelerates really well, that aircraft. Oh, we've got a T2 as well. Can't engage him at the moment. You just have to pick the right prey. Normally, more often than not, it is other Sabres Yeah, he's tracking me, this guy is. He's bringing towards some friendlies. No, he's breaking off, okay. Sabre over here. Let's turn in. Yeah. Okay then. And that's the problem with the Sabre sometimes. It does spontaneously combust. I don't understand why. You can pull one maneuver in one game, and you'll pull it again the next game, and it'll just disintegrate for no reason. Okay, we're not going to get involved with that YS right now. Let's get a little bit of height. Okay, they've got a Sabre coming in. Oh, he's going pretty slow. Oh. The cursor of the hit with the Sabre strikes again. Got one more missile here. One more. Okay, no source. That's unusual. There we go. We got the source there. Unfortunately, there's a lot of enemies here. We got on the MiG though. Definitely can get on the MiG here. Come on. Oh, there we go. The G.91. Much more maneuverable. Okay, moving on to the G.91 now. I take the tracer belts out, same as in the Sabre, with the 12.7mm. We're going to take the AIM-9s out for this one. I do change the gun conversions back to the standard, which I have, which is 400 meters, because I find the engagements are slightly shorter with the G.91. And then the minimum load for this aircraft is at 9 minutes, so you get a whole 2 extra minutes of fuel compared to the F-86. Now this aircraft does accelerate slightly quicker off the airfield compared to the Sabres do, even with the AIM-9s. Another thing as well is it does have WEP on it. You can see here it's got 101% throttle. I guess the 1% makes all the massive difference with this aircraft. There we go, starting to roll. Yeah, you can see here we're accelerating quicker at the moment compared to the Sabres, up to about 750 kilometers an hour. From then on, the Sabres outperform it, so it's definitely the slower turn fighter of the two. The AIM-9 missiles do impact the performance quite a lot, I found. But once you fire them off, this is when the aircraft becomes very, very maneuverable. Then it's very, very dangerous. But it does mean that you've used up your trump card, especially if you're in a game, which is not in this one, which is quite interesting. We're literally just 9.3s up against the supersonic jets, because the missiles are definitely the trump card with those, so you kind of want to keep hold of them in that sort of scenario. But I'm just going to fire them off with this one when we've got a good solution on the enemies. Just going to get the speed up. Want to be at least 750 kilometers an hour. There we go. It does accelerate pretty nicely. There we go. We're like 750 kilometers an hour. You see it rolls really well at this speed, comparable to the Sabre. Doesn't roll quite as well with the AIM-9s on, but as soon as these are fired off, like I said, this thing is crazy. A jet Mitsubishi Zero for sure. Okay, we've got lots of enemies over this way. CL Sabres, G91, so we're going to go over here. Oh, it's got a T2, so maybe it is a 10.0. We have no 10.0 jets, but there is a T2. Gaijin and its balance at its finest. Where are you going, T2? I'm not heading on you. It's not happening. We've got the Sabre here. We can get on this guy for sure. And is that another T2? Where the hell did that missile go? I definitely got confused. Yeah, you see the Sabre here is pulling away at the high speed, but really quick now, 900 kilometers an hour. Hold on with the missile again. We've got a crap. Wow, that was close. This is one of the problems with the G.91, is the guns can be a little bit weak sometimes. And that's the reason why I put the conversion stats slightly lower. Oh my god, there's so many enemies. Yeah, I think we're in a lot of problems here. T2, combat flaps. Okay, we need to fire the missiles off now, because of what it's very much turned into a dogfight type scenario. Okay, the one with the missiles. We're just going to literally just start firing these off. Oh, very slow. What's going on? I'm taking a little bit of damage to the left wing. Ooh, okay, he's down. Firing it. Oh, nice kill. Oh, got him when he tried to turn. G.91 coming in. Okay, you can see here now that we're down to 2 missiles, both on the right hand side. Let's roll her to the right. MiG-19, we've still got 2 missiles left. No, he's too far away. We're not going to catch the YS for sure, absolutely no chance. We're going to fire a missile off at him now. Yeah, he's going to be expecting it. Is he? Yeah, he's expecting it. Okay, 1 more missile left. I'm just going to leave him now. I'm going to keep the 1 missile in reserve. We're going to break off. I'm going to have enemy up high. We kind of need more speed here, so I'm just going to accelerate for a bit. The other G.91's coming back in. Yeah, we've got a friend coming in. That's how you perform with this jet. You literally have to outturn them, bring them down to your speed, and then you can engage them. There's this other one. Literally just these 2 guys left. One minute of fuel. Should be enough. I'm not going to waste this missile. Let's put that back into standby. Oh, he's got one of them. It's pretty close in. I'm going to get the missile away here. No. The G.91 is the turn. Which he's not going to do. Do have the missile. No, but... Come on, turn G.91. Need to turn G91. I might have him here. Oh my god, this is going to be a great kill. Oh, what a great kill.
Nice.
Great bait. Great bait, G91. And that's the reason why it's good to have 4 missiles compared to the 2. Okay, so this time I have not taken any Sidewinder missiles. Just going to be relying on the guns. Old school style. Look at this modern day air-to-air missile guided nonsense. I've also changed the belt as well to ground belts this time to see how we get on with a different belt type. Doesn't look like there's any... Oh no, there is. There is 10.0s. It's going to make things pretty interesting for us. We're going to very much struggle against the 10.0s now we haven't got any missiles with us, but we should be more agile, more maneuverable to be able to dodge the incoming fire. Oh, they're accelerating really nicely. Okay, we got a T2, we got a MiG-19, we got Sabres. I'm just going to keep on increasing the speed for now. We don't want to be the first ones in. Oh, the T2's killed himself. That's pretty good for us. Try and help out this Sabre. No source. And no source there either. We've got a few enemies coming right at me. Let's bring them back towards our friends. The G91 coming in. If I had the missiles now, I wouldn't be able to outrun these. That's for sure. One's broken off. 2 of them broken off. Nice. Just this CL-13 Sabre left now. Yeah, he's got a friendly on him. He's gonna have to pull off. Oh yeah, he's broken off. Let's turn in now. Oh, okay. G91 spontaneously combusted again. You do have to be careful with these aircraft. They will, if you're not careful, will rip the wings. Okay, let's get on the Sabre. Tops out momentarily. Let's push her. Do the MiG-19. Oh, okay. Rip MiG-19, I guess. I'm gonna slot on the MiG, I think. Breaking off. Ooh. Come on, push. Should be able to outturn this guy. Should. There we go, we bring him down to the lower speeds now. There we go. And this is where the G91 is really good. Lower speed. Bye, Sabre. And there's one guy left. Here he is. 450 rounds should be enough to put him down. I need a bit more speed here. I'm not going to head on with him. Okay, it's me and the other G91. We need to get the speed back up. I don't have the rounds, I don't want to waste them until I know I can hit him. Oh, is he going to fly into the hill? Oh, okay. Wow. Let's give it a fight a bit. Jesus. So, which do I think is the better aircraft out the two? Now, they do definitely have two distinct playstyles between the two aircraft. The G91 is very much the dogfighter out the two, very much more agile at the lower speeds. But the F-86 is much better performing at the higher velocities, and it does have more guns, and it does have more ammunition. But the G91 gets more missiles, so it's kind of apples and oranges really. One has better guns, one has more missiles. Overall though, I do think the F-86 is the better out the two. I play much better in this aircraft compared to the G91, and it's much better performing at the higher speeds, which is kind of like how you really want to be playing top tiers. You don't want to be going 500 kilometers an hour trying to dogfight really with people. You want to be keeping the speed much high. And I find that 2 missiles is normally more than enough to get like a kill on, like, say, sleeping T2s, etc. And having the 2 extra guns is always very, very nice. Plus, the other thing as well is the flavour of the month is definitely the T2. So going down the Japanese tree is very much the way to go at the moment. That's not to say the G91 is not a bad aircraft though. Far from it. Far from it. I just think that the Sabre is just the easier to use out of the 2 aircraft. Anyway, I hope you've all enjoyed today's video looking at the F-86 and at the G91. Please let me know in the comments below what aircraft you think is the better out the two, because your opinion might differ to mine, and I would like to know what your reasonings are for this. Please like, comment, share, all that good stuff, and I'll catch you all in the next one sometime soon. Bye!